doing? You've been out here all day. You should just come inside.
I'm waiting for the Sentinels. I'm not leaving till they get here. Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what I found out in stores, what I got through the mail via Amazon, DHL, United States Postal Service, Horse and Buggy, that old outlaw Waylon Jennings, and we also talk a lot about news of the week, stuff that interests me, probably interests you as well, and we wrap it all up into a ball and we call it weekly purchases. So this week, like I said, a lot of news this week. It seems to be the trend the last couple of weeks. A ton of news out there and some pretty solid pickups that we'll have on the back half. But as we do every single Saturday, we recap the week that was on the channel. You guys know we're pumping out tons of content. We, as in just me, pumping out a ton of content this week, as most weeks, as we're starting to kind of get caught up on a few things, but a lot of new stuff as well. So this week on the channel, we did Mattel WWE Elite Series 88, a very strong set this week. A lot of good figures in that one, so make sure you check out those reviews. Also, I do the end review. For people that like to watch them all together, I have that. But as a bonus, on the very end, I rank the entire set from my order of my favorite to my least favorite, so check that one out. You can fast forward to the end if you want, so there you go. We also did our weekly deep dive into the Jakks Classic Superstars series every single Tuesday on the channel, digging deep into that Classic Superstars series, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you check out the daily Star Wars unboxings, all kinds of Star Wars stuff. We've been working our way through the Phantom Menace and the old Comtech chips, and we're moving on to some other greener pastures in the Star Wars land here in the next couple of weeks on the channel, so be prepared for that in our daily Star Wars unboxings. We did a rare Todd McFarlane DC Universe unboxing. We took a look at the Suicide Squad set. Mixed results, but I was very excited for that King Shark figure. That is a next level figure. Check that review out on the channel. Human Torch Marvel Select, a rare Marvel Select review. It's been a while. We did the Human Torch. Mixed results. I liked it, but usual Marvel Select stuff, so check out that review on the channel. We also did the Jushin Thunder Liger Ringside Collectibles exclusives. 3 more Jushin Ligers to add to our collection here, so we took a look at those this week. That was really fun. We did our figure hunting video every single Friday, you guys know, doing a little figure hunting video. This one, I was more in town this week. I got some travels coming up. Unfortunately, my Chicago trip next week got canceled. Good and bad. It was kind of sad. I would have liked to have got some Pequot's pizza for sure. I also would have liked to have hunted along the way and on the way home and stuff like that. But sounds like I'll get to do my meeting via Zoom. So I guess that's good for me. I'm going to save a lot of time next week, and time is something I just never have enough of. So that is good. I get some time back. But bad news is I won't be able to search for stuff along the way and stuff. But the following week, I'm headed up to Wisconsin, Minnesota. Hopefully I'll come across some stuff there. So we'll see what happens in the future of the figure hunting videos. Some good stuff to come, so be prepared for that. And then this week, of course, every Thursday, a Thursday tradition on the channel now, we did the Razor Ramon Top 5. My personal Top 5 Razor Ramon figures of all time. I always ask you guys, put your Top 5 in the comments. Always fun with those. You guys know when we get to special milestones, we do the Top 10 of a person. So we are dangerously close to 10,000 followers on the channel. We're about, give or take, 500 away. So if you haven't subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Yeah, I'm talking to you, sitting on the couch right now. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit the old subscriber button, hit the notification bell, all that kind of stuff. But we're anxiously close to 10,000. And once we hit 10,000, you know what we're going to do. We're going to do the Ultimate Warrior Top 10. I'm excited to do this video. There's going to be a lot of sleepless nights trying to put this top 10 list together. But once we get to 10,000, we will do that video. Maybe I've been talking about doing a Q&A video. I know maybe everybody give me some questions. I'll put a post up and say, hey, anybody have questions for the Q&A video? Put them in here. I'll answer for a Q&A video, whatever you guys want to talk about in that. So we could do that at 10,000 as well. Hopefully, and this very well might line up with the Warlord. Will we ever find the Warlord? Spoiler alert, no Warlord here at the table today, unfortunately. The hunt continues. My area is getting 85 and 86 still. No signs of 87. So the Warlord, you know how that is. I think I need 4 Warlords, and we'll get to that in that unboxing video. But when I unbox the Warlord, I'm hopeful to have my dad here. Yes, my dad make his triumphant debut on the channel, maybe. So we'll see. The Warlord hopefully coming very soon. I'm also thinking at 10,000 subscribers, we'll do another popular video series on the channel. It's so hard to say goodbye. And maybe we'll start this one and call it the Alpha one, because I'm thinking about doing a video about the Great Purge of 1999. Yes, 1999. Many moons ago, but I sold my entire collection, and I'll talk about the headspace I was in, what I was thinking, and where it went from there and all that. So kind of an origin story almost, you could say. So 10,000 subscribers, we have all of those, plus we're going to have a bunch of giveaways. So 10,000, that is the biggest milestone. I mean, I don't know what the biggest, 100,000 is probably bigger, but I just don't see us ever getting to 100,000. But 10,000 is something we can celebrate about. So let's get to 10,000 subscribers. Tell your mom, tell your grandma, tell your friends, tell your aunt and uncles, sign up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll do all that kind of stuff, hopefully sooner rather than later. So there's kind of the recap of the week that was on the channel. Like I said, a lot of stuff going on as we anxiously anticipate the 10,000 subscriber milestone, so help us get there. But news this week, I figured I'd start off with some wrestling news. We got a ton of news, so I might as well just get right into it. New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 2 from Super 7. Of course, our old friends at Super 7, they love to hold our money. It just takes them forever to ship. But the New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 2 shipped last Saturday, I believe, via boat from China. Month, 2 months, I don't know how long they'll be at sea trying to get through the port process, all that kind of stuff. But New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 2 should be our way Thanksgiving. Maybe that's a good enough guess. I would think Matt and Brian, Gallows and Anderson, you're probably looking at 2022, January. We'll see on Thundercats. We've been talking Thundercats for a long time. I don't know where those are. Hopefully those are coming soon. They're supposedly shipping soon, but we'll see. But there's a little update on New Japan Series 2. I just got to think that's the end. We haven't heard any kind of announcement or anything about Series 3. I think it's a 2-set done. That's just the way I see, but who knows? We could be surprised. Maybe we'll get announced a New Japan Pro Wrestling Series 3 once these have shipped. I don't know, but I just think the line kind of fizzled out, and a lot of the delays were a big part of that. But we'll see. I've been surprised for before, so... We also saw AEW Series 7 leaks this week. I don't understand how this keeps happening with the Jazzwares team. I believe it was many moons ago, there was a leak on the Marvel Legends team from Hasbro. And you know what they did? They did a very smart thing. They put some fake leaks out there, then they found out who the source was because they understood, hey, we told this guy this thing, it leaked out, it came from him. Jazzwares needs to do that. Jazzwares got some leaks going on. Pictures coming out early. I gotta imagine Jazzwares doesn't like that, but it's kind of like the news. Once the results are out, once it's out there, you gotta kind of report on it. So it's out there. We saw Nyla Rose, we saw Lance Hoyt, Archer, depending where you're at. But Archer, we saw him out there with Nyla Rose. Both of those two being the Chase Rare Editions in Series 7. And then we get 2 tag teams. We get an FTR and a Young Bucks. Again, another Young Bucks. We'll see. I always say we got to wait on judgment until we see them in hand, until they're in the review table. But I got to think these got to be coming soon. It's kind of weird with those Jazzwares figures. There's like a long lull, some announcements, some hidden secrets. It's just a really weird amalgam of things, it seems like, with the AEW Jazzwares. But I got to think Series 7 probably coming in October. I think that's fair enough to say. I think we'll get that in October sometime. And I'm not sure about the Unmatched series. I'm not sure when we'll get those or pre-orders and all that kind of stuff. So a little gray, murky areas, but we did get some leaked pictures out there. They're all over the internet. I'm sure you guys have seen them already. So it'll be interesting. FTR one excites me. Maybe Archer. We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, you have to have them on the table here, and then I'll give my true thoughts on them when they do come out. So be prepared for that. We also saw some weird head-scratching news this week. I just sat here like this is what I did. I just sat here. I just said, I don't know what to think about this. But there was an announcement that Greg Gagne, yes, Greg Gagne, you all know Greg Gagne. My dad always said back when he was in college and he saw Greg Gagne debut, you know, we're from the Midwest, we're from AWA territory. When Greg Gagne debuted, he said, this is it. This is when wrestling has jumped the shark. It's kind of funny that my dad knew that, not being a big fan, but just being a casual fan with his college buddies and stuff, knew. Yeah, Greg Gagne, he just didn't look quite like a wrestler, and it was a little nepotism going on. So I always remember my dad telling me that. So that's always kind of funny all these years later. But Greg Gagne throwing his hat in the ring. I don't even know how old Greg Gagne is. He's got to be in his 60s. Him and the original creators of Remco. Yes, Remco wrestling figures. Some of the first wrestling figures ever, especially in North America. The Remco figures back in the day, they're coming back. They said, you know what? There's a clamoring out there. There's so many wrestling lines, and there's a void that needs to be filled. And it's Remco-style figures. I'm not sure if they're going to be Remco. There was really no news that they were just forming up. They were teaming up. They're coming out with a new line of toys, wrestling figures. No mention of what the style would be, the size, who was going to be in the line. Basically just an announcement. So I don't know. We'll see where that goes. We'll follow it. We'll keep an eye on it, see if it goes somewhere. Remco's, as you guys have probably seen in some of the comments, people have asked me about Remco's before. They just were never my thing. I was a little bit young, and I got into LJNs first, and I saw Remco's and LJNs at the same time. I couldn't go from LJN to Remco's. I was all in on LJN. The Remco's were too He-Man-esque, and that was good for my He-Man figures, not my wrestling figures. I don't know. It's a child's brain, but I passed on all those. I think I had a Ric Flair, but I was just not a Remco guy. They just were not for me. They've never appealed to me. I've never had a desire to go back and get them. So if they do come out in the Remco style, I'll probably pass. We'll see. We'll see what these end up being. I mean, these could be like Funko Pops for all we know. We'll just stay tuned. But I thought that was really interesting. I would not be shocked if we never hear anything about it again. That's kind of where I'm thinking. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. They're throwing their hat in the ring, though, they said. Big E, huge title win on Monday Night Raw this week. And Bill McKenna said, you know what, we're going to show off the Royal Rumble, kind of paint master prototype finished figure of Big E. I don't know what you want to call it. But he did show that up on his Instagram, so that will be part of the, I assume, Target exclusive Royal Rumble set. I don't know if that's been officially announced. That's how it was in the years past. We'll see if that happens. But Big E, we got a new figure coming from Big E. I think that'll be a popular one. I think him winning the title will make that figure that much more popular. So good for Big E, good for us collectors, and good for Bill McKenna to show us that early look at Big E. So we did get that this week, so that was some news. We saw Zombie Sailor, weekly talk on Zombie Sailor. We saw Heels and Faces, Matt Cardona. We saw a little deeper dive of the picture of the figures, stuff like that this week. And we also saw the Ron Rudat drawings of Raven, so I found that one to be interesting as well. So Heels and Faces keep throwing stuff out every week. I just can't wait till these actually start shipping, which I believe is first of the year. Then we'll truly know what these are like once we have them in actual hand. But he's always doing a good job keeping his name out there for everybody, so I do like that. We also saw, you guys in Texas are very lucky right now. It sounds like the Masters of the WWE Universe, the final series, I believe Series 8, final series hitting the store pegs. It seems like a case of 4 traditional. We got 2 Stone Cold Steve Austins, 1 Rey Mysterio that is, and 1 China. So be on the lookout for those. It'll be interesting. Throughout the years, the final set of any figure line has always been tough to find. So it'll be interesting how easy this one is to find. It is a little bit of a head scratcher. We're doing a lot of head scratching today. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. Where is that Bret Hart, Andre the Giant, Sergeant Slaughter Junkyard Dog set? It's kind of weird Series 8 shipping before Series 7, but there was a precedent for that before in Canada with one of the past lines. I remember that. So I don't know, but it's going out. Hopefully not with a whimper. I wouldn't be shocked. I hope I'm not. I hope it's not dead. I guess this line. I would love to see it rise from the ashes and come back. I think there's a lot they could still do with that Masters of the WWE Universe line. We'll see. Nothing is truly dead forever. We see that with all of our toy lines. I think this one will take a hiatus for a while. Will it come back? I don't know, but I do think they were popular enough. We might see a resurrection, especially with Mattel Creations, and we'll get into that with a little He-Man talk here later in this very episode. So there you go. And then finally, the last bit of wrestling news this week, Cella Toys, another one, like Heels and Faces, getting their names out there every single week. Cella Toys announced one of my all-time favorites, coming BWO, Stevie Richards, Big Stevie Cool. Love Stevie Richards, always have. One of my top guys from ECW back in the day. We do know we're getting a single carded blue meanie, and we're pretty positive Nova is coming, hopefully in the future. So that's a sweet set to have. Those 3 retro-style figures of the BWO, I'm all in on those. I'll take all 3 of those. Hopefully they bundle them together for sale. That would be great. So I'm all in on that one. Figured next, after that's all the wrestling news for the week, figured we'd turn our attention to some miscellaneous news before we get into the Marvel Legends talk and the Masters of the Universe talk. But miscellaneous this week, here's a deep cut nobody else is probably talking about except this channel right here. So you get nobody's talking about these figures. But Halloween, yes, Halloween, heavy metal band. You guys know I love heavy metal. I love heavy metal figures. Give me all the Motorhead-inspired figures. King Diamond, where are you, King Diamond? My buddy actually got his King Diamond Super 7, so I gotta get mine any day now. I'm hopeful I get that. But Halloween is releasing a set of figures. Keeper of the Seven Keys, one of the most famous albums of all time in power metal. Chris Jericho is probably the biggest Halloween fan that's brought him to main stage, but Halloween's been around forever. I saw him in concert pre-COVID for the first time, finally getting to see them in concert with the 3-singer band. That was a pretty solid show. I believe I saw that at the Concord, was it? Maybe in Chicago? I think that's where I saw that show. But I love Halloween, so I love them. But they're releasing figures, which I thought was pretty interesting. We're getting the Witch, we're getting the Keeper, and we're getting the Jack-o'-lantern, kind of the Halloween mascot there. Only problem with these, they are imports. They're from Europe, so going to cost a little bit more, especially if you want to bring them to North America. But they're only 5-inch tall figures, so I was a little disappointed in that. I guess I don't think I would display these with something else, but they're only 5-inch, so I'm on the fence. As of right now, I'm probably passing, but I thought it was really cool. I wish every heavy metal band would release figures, because then I'd have quite the heavy metal band figure collection. But I thought this was pretty cool, and I don't think anybody else would be talking about this, so it definitely interests me, and I know we got a lot of metalheads that view. I hear from you guys out there, so it's an interesting one. But the Razor Crest, a little Star Wars update. Like I said, this is a little miscellaneous topic here. The Razor Crest, they pretty much hinted to it at last week's Star Wars live stream. But the Razor Crest coming sometime in 2022, early 2022. I'm going right now, I'm betting the whole house on Vegas. I'm going to say late February, early March 2022. I did not order the Razor Crest. For whatever reason, it didn't catch me. It didn't steal my heart and never let go like a young Rio. I just felt like I didn't need the Razor Crest. I don't know why. It's just weird. I still don't regret not picking it up. Of course, you know, if I found a real good deal or something, I might jump on it. But didn't really excite me, so I don't know. But there's a little delay there, so I know a lot of people are disappointed on that one. One group of figures we don't talk a whole lot about on the channel is the Mythic Legions. Very popular, a little bit of a niche line out there, usually done via Kickstart online. The Four Horsemen, you know, they designed so many figures, Masters Universe Classics being a big one. But they have their Mythic Legions line. They have launched their Cosmic Legions. Yes, Cosmic. Now it's a time. If you're into these figures, you can get in on the ground floor, because I think that's one of the things that hinders a lot of collectors, myself included, from the Mythic Legions is they're so deep in the line. There's so many great figures you'll never be able to own because of price. It really tunes people out and just turns them off to the line. That's what it does for me. But you'll see, I'll dabble in some of that stuff from time to time. But now you're at a chance, get on the ground floor. Cosmic Legions, I think you can pre-order the whole set of like 9 figures and some accessories for $500. A little pricey, but these are very detailed. Obviously, this is not Hasbro Mattel, so they're going to cost a little bit more. But you can get in there. I think they have a 6-8 week Kickstarter going on. Just search the Four Horsemen and the Mythic and Cosmic Legions. You'll find it. The one that really caught my eye, you guys know I'm a sucker for big figures, especially big figures with 4 arms. This Krager guy, I might just order him and pass on the rest. The rest really honestly didn't excite me. I'm not a big cosmic guy. I've never been a big cosmic guy of that kind of stuff, aliens and things. For whatever reason. So I'm probably passing on that line, but I might pull the trigger on that Krager. A big figure, 4 arms, looks pretty cool. I might put him with my Masters Universe Classics. I don't know where else he would really fit in my displays, but I thought that was pretty interesting. And then the last miscellaneous topic this week, maybe you guys got this email as well from Hasbro Pulse. If you signed up to their Hasbro Pulse Premium member, I think it was $50 a year, I want to say, you're expiring soon. A lot of us, myself included, signed up for this right before HasbroCon last year. And it was a good deal. I know some people have complained, say it's not a good deal, because here's the ugly truth that nobody likes to hear, and maybe people don't listen. I don't know. I say it a lot, and I know others do out there, but never order from Hasbro Pulse for plain Jane stuff. A Marvel Legends Wave you can find at Walmart and Target. Don't order it on Hasbro Plus. Yes, it's great. If you're a member, you get free shipping. That is nice, but you get free shipping from Amazon already. But things you can find at retail, don't order from there, because they get them exactly last. They don't want to upset Walmarts, Targets, Amazons of the world. It's kind of like one of those things. Oh, you're selling it to off your website first, taking all the profits, taking all the money. Hasbro needs the Walmarts and Targets of the world, the Amazons. They don't survive without them. That's the truth of the matter. They can't do it in-house. So that's kind of the agreement they have there. But if it's an exclusive, definitely order it on there, because then you get free shipping, and that's worth the $50. If you order and you get free shipping, so that's nice. But if you collect many lines, if you're collecting Star Wars, Power Rangers, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, there's enough stuff that you'll buy off there that'll pay for that shipping. I mean, just put it towards shipping and bam, it pays itself off. And then like this week with some of the troop builders that were exclusives to the website, only chance to get those. So definitely to me it is worth it, but you got to ask yourself, and like I always say, you got to vote with your wallet. That's the way these companies find out what's going on. If enough people vote with their wallet, hey, things will change. But if you don't, they're going to stay the same. So that's coming up soon. So $50, you got to look yourself in the mirror and decide, do I want to continue this subscription? As I turn my pages in my notes. Yes, my notes. Look at this notebook. So there, very interesting. Hasbro Con, I believe, coming in October. So it'll be interesting when I have to re-sign that $50. I think it's going to come before then. They're going to get their money before Hasbro Con. So be prepared to pay for that very soon. So speaking of another con, last week was Powercon over in Anaheim, California. Beautiful this time of year, I hear. Anaheim is top-notch, nice warm weather. A little crowded, I'm sure, as California can be. But it was an interesting week for a future of the He-Man Masters of the Universe Origins, Revelations line, all that kind of stuff. It was all talked about, just as we had been saying on the channel, wait for Powercon, we'll get a lot of answers, we'll get a lot of answers. And the answer we got was, Revelations doesn't seem to be going anywhere. Origins does not seem to be going anywhere. Mattel Creation business is picking up, as we saw this week, and we're going to talk about all of it. But let's start off with Masters of the Universe Revelations. Some people hate the Netflix show. Some people loved it. Some people are in the middle. I'm in the middle top half. I did not hate it. I didn't absolutely love it. I'm somewhere more towards love it middle than hate it middle. So that's where I'm going to put myself. I just, suspend disbelief, take a seat, go with new eyes, look at it. And I say at the end of the day, some of this new He-Man's better than no He-Man at all is how I view it. But I did like a lot of it, and I do enjoy the figures out there from the Revelations line. But as you guys see on my Friday figure hunting videos, the Revelation line is clogging the pegs. It does not seem to be moving very well. I don't know. Where are these new sets going to go? The retailers are going to lose faith if they have to discount these things. Another set comes in, they have to discount it. It's not going to have a long life, but we did get some announcements for the Revelations line. It looks like they're going all out on that thing. Like we saw, Wave 3, Wave 2, Wave 3, Wave 4 have already been announced, but we saw pictures of a deluxe King Grayskull, Target exclusive. I thought this one looked pretty good. I know a lot of people are upset about the race swapping of the figure and stuff like that, of the character. It is what it is. It's 2021. That's the way it goes, I guess. But I thought it was kind of a cool deluxe figure for Target. Very similar to the Faker, which we unboxed on the channel, that deluxe larger size packaging, so be prepared for him out there. We did see some of the regular figures out there. We saw Stinkor. We saw Triclops. It looks like he's going to be in that similar, bigger package. And Triclops is going to be a 2-in-1. He's going to have that kind of cult leader garb plus his traditional garb. So I think I'm going to buy 2 of those. He's also voiced by Henry Rollins, of course, a Metalhead friend of ours. Not really, but sounds good, doesn't it? But voiced by him in the Masters Universe Revelation. So Triclops is a good one. And then we also saw Trapjaw, also with the 2-in-1. So probably going to have to get 2 Trapjaws as well. Those are coming to the Revelations line. Fisto is coming, we already knew. Scareglow was a terribly kept secret. We knew that was coming all along. Just a little bit of differences from the Mattel Creations one. We'll see if that ever comes through the mail. So we got Scareglow. We also saw Viking, He-Man, and Barbarian Skeletor. And it said in the little blurb, there's going to be more of their story to come in the future. So what does that mean? Is Revelations going to continue with stories of He-Man's past, of the universe past? I don't know. But they're really branching this off to show all kinds of different figures. So it's interesting where this will end up going. But a lot of figures to come. And then Merman and Andra Merman. Both those coming out as well. Well, then Monday was the big day, as they did announce at PowerCon weekend a second chance for those of us, like myself, that missed those PowerCon exclusives on their website and Big Bad Toy Store. That was a whole fiasco from months ago. I wish I would have known they were on Big Bad Toy Store. I would have just ordered off there, but they all sold out by the time I got a chance. But Monday morning, they did put them up for pre-order. So the Grayskull playset, I got that, my order in. And then they put up the Horde 4-pack there. I ended up getting that one. But what sold out while it was in my cart, of course, Faker and Duplicat. That was very disappointing. So I need to somehow find that faker. It's going to be terrible on the aftermarket, but I did miss out on that one, but I did get the other two. And then what also went up there was the mini comics version of Triclops, a Mattel Creations exclusive. I did get 2 of those, and then Sunman. Yes, Sunman has joined the lineup, and we'll flush out that story once that figure comes. We'll review it and talk about it. It's interesting. Look it up. Google Sunman. You can hear the whole story of how that operates, but he's been folded into the Masters of the Universe. Him and his evil henchman, Pigman. That'll be an interesting one, but I did get 2 of the Sun Man, so I'll have those. 1 in package, 1 to unbox, of course. So that was interesting. And then they also did announce Koldar and Wondar. Wondar, the Wonder Bread He-Man. Wondar and Koldar will be the next Mattel Creation exclusives in 2022. I think that's a smart move. Giving us some of these deep cuts as online exclusives, that works. I think that's a smart move. I love where this Mattel Creations is going. I can't wait to see where it goes for the wrestling headspace. I got to think we're going to get some stuff off there eventually in 2022. I would say stay tuned for sure. And then Origins. Yes, Masters of the Universe Origins. I would say that is the top figure line for He-Man right now. That's the one everybody's after, everybody likes, seems to resonate with everybody. That one, we did get some announcements there. We are getting Strider, the kind of robotic horse. Always had Fisto ride that when I was a kid, but we're getting him in the vehicle animal department, depending how you look at it. I gotta think that means we'll get a Night Stalker probably shortly after, a nice repaint. You guys know how that always works. We're getting the He-Man, and then we're getting Terror Claws Skeletor, easy for me to say. We're getting those in the deluxe one. We're going to get mini comic Trapjaw. We're going to get mini comic Stratos. Zombie Horde He-Man, a favorite of mine. Clawful, another favorite of mine. We're getting the traditional Sorceress. We got a different one with the castle, as you guys all know. Buzz Off, another favorite of mine coming. Jitsu as well. So very, very future is bright, I would say, with the Masters Universe Origins line. That's a couple of waves right there. Seems like there's going to be more to come, more vehicles to come to flesh out that whole universe. I'm very excited. As a kid that grew up with He-Man as a kid, I love to get these Origins figures. Really takes me back to my childhood. And I like the Revelation figures as well, but I think most customers out there are, like I always say, voting with their wallet out there and taking a hard pass on them. So that's we'll see where that goes. I don't know. I don't know if they'll get to all these. I hope they do, but we'll see. The future is bright for Origins. Revelations, they might be a little murky. That's my opinion out there. So we'll see. We'll see where that ends up going. And then the Hasbro Pulse team this week, they could not answer the question, where is Kyle's Sentinels? Where are they? I had FedEx alerts for my Sentinels. They were supposed to come on the 9th, and they never came. And then they went back to pending. And they have been pending ever since. I think I have 9 things via FedEx right now pending. I just don't know what's going on. But where's my Sentinels? I see all these people posting pictures of Sentinels. I'm like, all my funny jokes for my Sentinels have been taken, so I don't know if I'm going to have a funny video. I had a lot of big plans. I had a lot of good plans going on. Just crossed them off the list as people are figuring it out and taking it. That's just the way it goes. So we'll see. We'll still do a Sentinels unboxing video. I'm very excited for them, but I don't know when mine are going to come. I must be last on the list for whatever reason. Just disappointing. I sit there by the mailbox waiting every day, hoping the FedEx guy comes. Oh, no, it's just stuff for your wife. It's clothes. Oh, it's makeup. That's all I ever hear from that guy. It just drives me crazy. But the Marvel Legends team, they did the Hasbro live stream on YouTube. I believe that was Monday. It was right before the Powercon stuff went live for sale. And we got an announcement of the Vintage Spider-Man wave. That was the wave of 2020, if you ask me. An amazing set. The throwback carding, great character selection. A lot to love about that. And now we're getting another Spider-Man wave. And it's an interesting one. I don't think it's as strong as some in the past. They brought out a lot of heavy hitters. And there's some heavy hitters missing from this lineup as well. But there's some good ones in here. So the Symbiote Spider-Man black costume, fantastic. On that new body mold, that's going to be a great figure. You can update your old one. You can always have 2 in your collection. So we got that one coming. Shocker making his return to the set. I have the old Shocker, but I'm okay with 2 Shockers. There's different sets you can put these guys in. So we got that. Hammerhead is one I'm very excited. I never got that Chameleon back in the day, and it came with an extra head for Hammerhead. Well, now Hammerhead's getting his own body, so I like that a whole lot. I'm definitely picking up that Hammerhead figure. I'm picking all these up. You guys know how I do it, but Hammerhead's one I'm really excited about in that set. We also saw Spider Armor Spider-Man. That's a cult classic. That's part of my prime reading comic book days. I remember getting that Web of Spider-Man, I think, issue. Maybe, I think that's what it was. getting that back in the day. I remember having the old school animated series Toy Biz figure back in the day, so I'm cool to get this one. That's a good one. Ben Reilly Spider-Man, once again, that was my heyday of reading, so I really enjoyed that Clone Wars Spider-Man with Ben Reilly and Kane. Get us a Kane figure. So a lot of good stuff there. I liked a whole lot in that Spider-Man wave. They did drop a hint that we're getting a deluxe carded Spider-Man one. I hope that's the Rhino figure. You guys know I missed out on Rhino back in the day. I would love an updated Rhino. That would be great. And there's rumors that it could be Lizard too, which I'd take either one. I'll take either one of those. But I think there's going to be a lot of excitement about that wave. A lot of people are going to want those. So kudos to the Hasbro team to giving the fan base what they want, because I was a little worried they were going to die out that animated Spider-Man carding wave. But it seems it's here to stay, and I think there's going to be future sets. I think that really resonated with the consumer. People voted with their wallet, and away we go. We get more series for there. They also announced the throwback kind of Toy Biz superhero. We saw Tigra and Hercules. Those have been pre-ordered already. Hopefully those are coming first of the year on the throwback packaging. But they announced some other figures, and they announced Loki and Falcon. Nothing against those two, but there's not enough meat on the bone, I don't think, for me. So I think I'm going to it rarely happens, I'm going to pass on both of those. I already really have that Falcon. I don't need that other Loki. I already have that Loki. There is another head in there, which would be nice. But I think there's not enough meat for me. I'm going to pass on Falcon. I'm going to pass on Loki. But I will pick up Lady Loki. She was part of a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive box set maybe 5-6 years ago. I did not get that A4 set, so I'm all in. I'll pick that one up for sure. But it's kind of nice getting to pass a little bit on some of that stuff. But we did see this week a lot of stuff went up for pre-order in Hasbro. That Excalibur 3-pack went up for sale. I did pick that up on there. And then there was the Army Builders. We had the Skrull Army Builder. I picked up 3 Skrulls. I already had 1, and then I have the Super Skrull. 5 Skrulls, that's enough for me. And then they had the Shield Agents Army Builders, 2-pack. So I picked up 3 of those 2-packs for 6 total figures. So I grabbed those this week. So another expensive week in the pre-order game. Obviously, you don't pay until they ship, so we got time to think about it. It's always a nice surprise down the line. But a lot going on between Powercon, the Miscellaneous news, the wrestling news, and then the Hasbro Marvel Legends news this week. Another busy news week. I don't know how I keep up with it all. I don't know how you guys keep up with it all. I don't know how our wallets keep up with it all. There's just a lot of figure news. Luckily for me, a little softer week in weekly purchases. We'll get into that in a second here. But first, I better go back to my notes. We got to go to Album of the Week this week. Album of the Week is a deep cut. I was driving back from Waylon Jennings country. More on that next week's figure hunting video. Driving back from Waylon Jennings country, and you know what I was listening to? I was listening to Transformers, the movie soundtrack. That was my album of the week. And what movie you said? Oh, the one where Cheap Trick did the theme song? No, not that one. Not that one. I like Robin and the boys, but Transformers 86 soundtrack. One of the most underrated soundtracks of all time, and to me, maybe the best soundtrack of all time. Judgment Night's a good soundtrack. You ever hear that Judgment Night soundtrack? Not the best movie, amazing soundtrack. But Transformers 86, I love that album. I loved it as a kid. I love it now. 35th anniversary of the Transformers movie. It's coming back to theaters for one day only. My daughter Elle and I went for the 30th anniversary. I also found Honky Tonk Man Retrofest at GameStop that same day. Little known fact. There you go. I'm excited for that, though. So many great songs on there. You got Dare to Be Stupid by Weird Al. Oh, we all know that song, of course. Spectre General, which is really Kick-Axe. If you guys are familiar with the Canadian band Kick-Axe, probably not. Chris Jericho, once again, his second metal connection on this one. He loves Kick-Axe. They're okay, but, you know, they're a metal band of the 80s. Spectre General was their name on the soundtrack, so check that out. Stan Bush with The Touch, Dare. So many great songs on that soundtrack. You've probably heard them all in your life. But the 35th anniversary is coming soon. I'm thinking I'm going to try to go see that at the theater. I think it's playing at 1 o'clock in the afternoon in my area. I might have to go there. I'll see if the kids will go. Everybody should experience Transformers, the animated movie, on the big screen at least once in their life. It's just a game changer. It's a game changer. Now, if I could just get the G.I. Joe movie on the big screen somehow, that's what I want to see in a theater. I've never seen that in a theater, and that would blow my mind. So hopefully one of these days that ends up happening. But album of the week this week for me, a rare soundtrack into the Transformers 86 movie. So there you go. There's the news. There's the album of the week. Let's jump into it. Let's jump into the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to the weekly purchases. Not the biggest purchase week of all time, not the smallest, somewhere in the middle, I guess we'd call it. It's a little bit of a lull before the storm. We've had a decent couple of weeks with some new stuff hitting Targets and Walmarts, but the big push should be around 1st of October, I would think, as we see a little bit more resets going on to get ready for that Christmas season, and we'll have a lot of new stuff on the pegs. It'll take us through Christmas, then we'll have the big Purge clearance event, which will be a heck of a lot different than last year, as you guys can imagine. We'll see some pretty deep clearances after the holidays especially, so you long gamers, play that long game, you might really win some stuff. But picked up a few things this week, and here, let's start it off hot. Let's start it off with a weird purchase that just caught me at a whim, but I saw this online, I couldn't pass it up. What is it? Hasbro. Giant Gonzalez, mint on card. Yes, old Jorge, old Elegante, Giant Gonzalez. Now, why did you buy this, Kyle? I am not a Hasbro mint on card guy. Well, I'm announcing I'm completing this set. I'm going to get every single one mint on card. No, actually, I'm not. Don't really have a desire to do that, and if I did do that, I would have to come across the screaming deal of the whole collection all at once, most likely to do that. But I love big figures. I love creatures, and he's kind of a cryptid. He's almost a Bigfoot, Sasquatch type character, so he really fits a couple of buckets of mine, and actually a favorite of mine as well, and even back to Elegante days. Yes, he was terrible in the ring, but I just love crazy things, big, tall dudes like this. I'm all in, so I had to pick up old Giant Gonzalez. I got it at a very fair price as well, so that also helped. And it's just one of those things, it's a goofy character that I just felt I needed to have, so I'm happy I have that mint on card. So there you go. And another, speaking of big figures, we got the biggest Ninja Turtle figure of all time from the NECA cartoon line. We've got Chrome Dome, the Target exclusive Chrome Dome. Fool me once, shame on you. So we talked about it last week in weekly purchases. NECA put these up for pre-order to mail, all that kind of stuff. You could order it off their website. And I said, no. You tricked me with Milkman and Mondo Gecko. I had to pay like $20 in shipping for those two figures, and the day I pre-ordered them, they started hitting the stores in my area. They were tricking us all. That's exactly what happened. I said, nope, I guarantee I'm going to find this week in the stores. And guess what? That's what happened, and we saw it on the internet this week all over the country. Tons of these. 7 to 12 per store is what I've been seeing in a lot of pictures out there. That old outlaw Waylon Jennings, he found this for me. He ended his turtle cartoon streak. It's been like a year since he found these first, so it's always nice to have that old outlaw on your side. He found a Chrome Dome for me. I went and picked this up for him, so we'll unbox Chrome Dome on the channel this week, I'm sure. But Chrome Dome coming in hot this week. Very excited to have Chrome Dome. Now here's another one. Now, you guys know I've been working on my displays. My basement is a total mess. As I'm moving rooms around, moving things, I'm trying to figure out this Star Wars display. Just trying to keep the space as tight as I possibly can. I don't want to spread out too far. Just trying to keep it in together. But I'm trying to put up some dioramas, some scenes, kind of a nice display going on. And one thing I ended up buying from Cardboard Galaxy, I've bought some stuff from them before, but it's kind of the hanger for the Millennium Falcon. And yes, we will unbox that big Millennium Falcon. I got that, gosh, 6 months ago. It's sitting in a box. Big box. Big play set, basically, vehicle. But here is the hanger. I got all the cardboard pieces. They click together via Velcro. I did get this week. So I'm going to find a shelf, and I'm going to put all these on it, and away we'll go. So more to come on this, but I did get this via the Cardboard Galaxy website. And keeping it Star Wars, I did pick up this one at my local toy store, Old Jay's Seed and Hobby. You saw it on the figure hunt. They actually had one of the Power of the Force figures I was missing. I believe this was an online exclusive back in the day. Oh, were her. But yeah, I got this one from Star Wars New Hope. I was missing this one, so I was glad I found this one there. I was just kind of shocked. He was just chilling there. I said, I'm missing this one. So I picked him up this week. See you later. We'll unbox him on the channel very soon. And then you'll see this next week in weekly purchases you'll see this next week in my figure hunting video as I found this just before I started filming this at my local, or one of the local Walmarts. Ahsoka coming home on the vintage collection. I needed this one. Very few vintage collection figures I'm going to buy anymore unless I really need them. This is one I don't believe I have in the 3 3/4 scale, so I had to pick this one up when I saw it. Just chilling in the store. So there you go. Ahsoka coming through this week. How about a little G.I. Joe? You guys know I love G.I. Joe. But we're finally getting Scarlet. Scarlet finally came through. This is probably the one I'm most excited for this movie. Maybe this weekend is the weekend I finally see Snake Eyes. I have not seen it yet, if you can believe that. I just have not had the time. You guys wouldn't believe how stressful my life is sometimes and how much work I have to do. But I'm hoping to find time to watch the Snake Eyes movie this week, weekend sometime, real late at night. Real late at night when the whole family's asleep, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to stay up. I'm going to watch Snake Eyes. I need to do it. Akiko is the other one, I believe. Yes. Akiko and Scarlet. So the two late releases, I guess. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why they didn't all release together, but for whatever reason, they're out now. They're hitting your targets. They seem to have hit every single target in my area the same day. Could be the same for your guys' areas as well. But we'll unbox these two together on the channel, compare the Scarlets. I got to think this is the best Scarlet classified figure yet. Looks very, very solid. So I got these two this week. I'm very happy to get those. How about a little wrestling figure? Is this the only wrestling figure this week? I think it might be, actually. Can you believe that? We got the British Bulldog Big Boss Man 2-pack. Amazon had this, just popped up, and I said, oh, what the heck, I'll get it. Verdict's still out on this one. I might unbox this one in that AJ Styles Riddle 2-pack. I might do those two together on the channel. I don't know. I'm not blown away by the looks of this British Bulldog here. I guess I was hoping for more, but it is what it is. But I did pick this one up this week. You guys know basics, 2-packs, the showdowns, battle packs, whatever we're calling them today. I'm paying retail. I'm not going ringside prices on these. It's just not worth it because I can find those very, very simply. Actually, I find everything eventually. I don't know why I pre-order anything, but I just can't wait. Especially my wrestling figures, I can't wait. I need to get them. So there you go. I need to give a shout out this week to a loyal viewer from the beginning. Like I said, we're closing in on 10,000 subscribers. Make sure you're subscribed. But Brad Stewart out in Australia, he sent me something really cool. Sent me something in the mail here. You guys know I love Motorhead, and I especially love Lemmy, of course. But it's a can designed of Lemmy here. Look at that. Artist did this and all that, made Lemmy out of the can. And then you put a little candle light. I got one of those lights that, one of these, you're not going to be able to see it with the lights on and stuff. But it's one that takes a battery, so you don't have to light it. You just stick it in there, and it's a little lamp. So I'm going to put this with my Motorhead collection. Pretty darn cool, if you ask me. Anytime I get anything Lemmy is a cool day. So thank you, Brad. Thank you for watching the channel. Thank you for sending that to me. I appreciate it, so thank you very much. So we got that this week. And then, finally, I've been waiting for this forever. Finally through the door. Marvel Select Titanium Man. Can you believe it? 2 weeks in a row we'll have a Marvel Select unboxing on the channel. What is this world coming to? But Titanium Man, I'm anxious to open this one up. You guys know I'm a sucker for big figures, especially Marvel Select big figures. So I hope this one holds up. I can't wait to pick that one up, or unbox that one, I should say. And we got two left this week. Any guesses? Both in the superhero varieties out there. I did finally find it, the Infinity Saga Iron Man figure. Still need to get Captain America. Still need to get Quicksilver. So I'm still looking for those two. I'm not too worried about it. They'll come out eventually, I'm sure. But I get Iron Man this week, so we'll unbox him on the channel one of these days. And not everybody watches a lot of the Marvel Legends unboxings. I think I'm known more for wrestling, but I love Marvel Legends. It goes back to my childhood Toy Biz days. So I'm excited to open that one up one of these days here on the channel. Finally this week, yes, finally, saw this one. If you saw my figure hunt, I did pass on the Batman 66 figures. I don't know. I'm going to play a little long game on those. I'm not sure where my mind sits. It almost goes back to those Halloween figures that were 5-inch tall figures. Kind of the same scale as those Batman 66 figures. I don't know, but that Joker was really looking me in the eye. I really want the Joker. I want the Robin. I want the Batman. I want the Batmobile. I want the set, the Batcave. We'll see. But a little bit of that long game never hurt anybody, so that's what I'm going to do with those. But I did see this one, and I said, oh, I was going to play a long game here, but I couldn't. My 90s love of Spawn action figures just brings me back. I think I might be all in on the Spawn line. We'll see. I did hear this week there was rumors that we're going to see an Overkill, one of the Spawn villains, but he's a giant, and I'm thinking they're going to make him just like the Violator in the huge package. Oh boy, sign me up if that's the case. I want that Overkill figure. But Gunslinger Spawn, Old West type Spawn, sign me up all day long. Sign me up. I need to find the Redeemer. Hopefully he comes out shortly. It seems like those are trickling out, and you got to find these at Target right now. In Your NECA set is where they're hiding out. Hiding out, I guess we'll call it. But as I look around, that's it. That is it for weekly purchases. Like I said, not a lot of stuff out there. Hopefully this week out of the hunt, can I find Slag, Slug, whatever that Transformer is being called today? Can I find the Warlord? Come on, where is the Warlord? I need a mint on card one. I need a loose one. I need one from my dad. My dad might even need a mint on card one. Who knows? We got to find the Warlord. I'm hoping my area gets him this week. Could be my most anticipated figure of 2021, if you can believe that. You guys know I'm a sucker for a guy in face paint. Love the Warlord for a lot of years, so I'm excited for that one. That's the Legend figure of the year. It very well possibly could, so we'll see. I can't wait to get it open. Unbox it on the channel here. Hopefully my dad will join me. We can talk a little Warlord. He says he doesn't have anything to talk about. We'll see. I know he's got stories. He's got something to say. But hopefully we find the Warlord this week. Black Series Wrecker. I still have not seen that in my area at all, so I'm looking for that one. And is that it? I think that's it. I think that's all I'm really looking for this week. But you guys know how it is. There's always surprises out on the hunt. So I can't wait to hunt. I thought I'd be hunting Chicago this week. Instead, I'll be in town hunting. That's okay. But look for me next week in Minnesota and Wisconsin, or I should say 2 weeks from now. That's where I'll be. But where I'm going to be right now, well, I'm going to be strutting and strolling, rocking and rolling my way into the weekend. I'll see you guys all real soon.